Perez, that's my play, off the backboard, counting, and a win! And a win! Brian Perez wins the game for the Santa Rosa Warriors, and they go.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the 2022 realignment here at the Harlingen Aquatic Center in Harlingen, Texas. Kevin R. Reeve Reyna here to my right, and we are getting set for the realignment as we are about 5 minutes away from the box opening up. And as coaches are starting to get up, it's about to become a feeding frenzy here as coaches are getting ready to make their way towards the box. So, Reeve, welcome to your first realignment.
Yeah. You know, it's a pleasure to be here. You know, this atmosphere, there's a lot of coaches and a lot of coaching staffs that, you know, that are ready to see, you know, what the next couple of years are going to look like with district-wise, and it's going to be interesting to see how things play out here today. Right.
So right now all the coaches are all huddled up over by the table, and at that table, that's where the box is at, and at 9 they will unveil it, rip it open, and then we will see who's where, who's going what, and the from 1A down to 6A throughout the state of Texas. So what are you looking forward to here in these next couple of minutes?
I'm looking to see especially the lower valley, how these, the different realignments that are about to happen. Obviously, Harlingen South dropped down to 5A, and so did PSJ North. So it's going to be interesting to see if these two, where they end up lining up.
It's right here. Here we go. So right off the bat, District 32 6A, Brownsville, Hanna, Rivera, Harlingen, Los Fresnos, San Benito. No shock there. District 31 6A, Edinburgh, Economides, Edinburgh North, La Jolla, Mission, PSJ. So right there, right off the bat, Edinburgh Vela did move down to 5A. So there it is. That was one of the big question marks that we had coming in. That was Vela indeed going to move down to 5A. So let's go down to the 5A. 16 5A D2, Mission Sherryland, Mission Veterans, PSJ Memorial, PSJ Southwest, Roma, Sherryland Pioneer. And there it is. District 15, or 5A, District 15, Division 2. Porter, Flower Bluff, Edcal, Chelsea, Gregory, Portland, Mercedes, Far Valley View.
Okay.
That is huge. That just completely shakes it up, and that's what the question was, is that are we going to see teams in 5A sneak up to the Coastal Bend, and that's it right there.
We see it now.
That's it right there. So there's another, that's one big shakeup. Let's go to Region 4. Let's start off with District 15, 5A 15D1. Vela, Juarez Lincoln, Palmview, McAllen Memorial, McAllen Row, PSJ North, Rio Grande City. Okay. So that's another thing that will shake up there, and Vela does go down to 5A. You keep the McAllens together, the two La Joyas, Juarez Lincoln, Palmview. PSJ North moving down from 31-6A down to 5A. That was the expectation. And welcome back, Rio Grande City. They were out west these last few years, and they were out in that no man's land district.
Laredo.
And they were in the Laredo district. So welcome back, Rio Grande City. 16 5A D1, Brownsville Lopez, Brownsville Pace, Brownsville Veterans Memorial, Donna North, Harlingen South, Westlake Oes. There you have it. Harlingen South now
5A and in a completely different district.
Completely
and
different
it looks
district.
completely two Brownsville teams that they play every year.
So it's a 7-team district. Harlingen South and Donna North go from 32-6A down to the 16 5A D1 district. I mean, that's crazy alone right there. Let's go down to, how about this? We knew Rio Hondo, the projection was that Rio Hondo was going to move down to 3A, and right now we're in 4A, and right now I don't see 16 4A D2, Bishop, Port Isabel, Raymondville, and Rio Grande City.
Rio Grande City, and it stays at 4.
Yeah, so Bishop, we knew Bishop was moving up from 3A to 4A, but now you have PI, Raymondville, Gruya, and Bishop all in that same district, so definitely a shakeup there. That's something different. Here's what I was worried about. 4A D1, 16 4A D1, Alice, Calallen, TM, Kingsville King, La Feria, Zapata, Hidalgo. Merry Christmas, La Feria. You're in the same district as Calallen.
That's going to be tough. It's going to be a challenge.
Yeah, that's the one thing that I was concerned. I was like, okay, one of these teams, a few of these teams are going to be sent up to the Coastal Bend, but who's going to get stuck in the district potentially with Cal Allen? Alice has a young team. They have a lot coming back. Toloso Midway, so Hidalgo and La Feria will be in the same district as Zapata, which is there's no surprise there, no change there. King have always been in that district together. Hidalgo, King, La Feria, Zapata. And then you throw in Alice, Cal Allen, and TM. Huh. There's always that plot twist. Let's see what else. Let's go down to 3A, and here's 16 3A D1, Falfurrias, Lyford, Progreso, Rio Hondo, San Diego, and Santa Gertrudis Academy. So there you have it. There's Rio Hondo moving down to 3A, and then now they're in the same district as Lyford and Progreso, and Rio Hondo tying things back together with Progreso. They used to be in the same district a couple years ago. So there you have it. And let's turn the camera around. And this is what I was explaining to people. Here we go. Is that so? Once these boxes come open, everyone starts looking at their district. And if your district gets cut to a 6-team district, an 8-team district, then that can kind of dictate where your non-district schedule is going to go, where you might have to add 2 teams, you might have to drop 2 games, you might need to add 1 game. So right now what these coaches are doing is you'll see a lot of finger pointing, 2s, 3s, 1s. Do you need a week 2 game? See right there, 4, I need a week 4 game. And these coordinators are coordinating that and saying, okay, I need a week 4 game, do you need a week 4 game? So the goal here for all these coaches is to leave this place with a complete schedule. Yeah. You don't want to leave needing a week
games
5
down the
game.
stretch, yeah.
So right now these coaches, again, just kind of going through it. Let's keep going down the list. We're looking at 16 2A D1, a couple of Valley schools. You're looking at Benbolt, Freer, La Villa, Fremont, Rivera, Coffer, and Santa Maria. So La Villa, Santa Maria, those 2 teams out of the RGV will be in the same district. So, Reeve, what do you think so far on what exactly has happened here in these last?
Biggest takeaway is Harlingen South completely changing, like their district. Like they have played Weslaco, but they're now adding Weslaco East into the mix, and they're adding 3 Brownsville schools that they haven't, had in their past with past realignments. They're not playing San Benito anymore. They're not playing. They're going to end up playing Harlingen, but they're not in the same district. Have both Donna schools and now 3 Brownsville schools, Pace, Lopez, and Veterans. It's a different look.
It's definitely a different look, and they're still going to have the Bird Bowl. So yeah. Harlingen South. Well, at least right now, that's what we think. But it can all change, and that's one thing that I was talking with some of these coaches right before we went on, was that a coach was walking in and they pointed at him, saying, "Hey, you're still good week 3, right?" And he's like,
"Yeah,
it was on paper, but we don't know because we don't know how our district's going to look." So, if you have any questions, let us know. And as again, we were going down the list from 6As, 5As, all the way down. So I know some people were commenting, but we just went through the 6As, 5As, and we'll go through them again in case you're just tuning in. So I flip it over. 6A, District 31, 6A. Again, it's going to be Edinburgh, Economides, Edinburgh North, La Jolla, Mission, PSJ. So here, Reeve, you have the 3 Edinburghs. You have Edinburgh Vela coming out of that district, and you still keep the 3 Edinburghs together. You have La Jolla, Mission, and PSJ. Not too much change there. Yeah,
but the biggest thing is Edinburgh Vela, dropping out. They're a powerhouse when it comes to they have programs. Baseball's been very good over the years. Their football was very good a couple years ago. So it's interesting to see how that district's going to lose such a team that has really high expectations.
both Vela and PSJ North were the two. Well, we knew PSJ North was just about as a done deal as it gets, them and Harlingen South. The question, I mean, leading up to this morning was whether Vela was going to move down or not, because I kept hearing conflicting reports that they weren't, and then that Edinburgh was hoping that the 4 Edinburghs could stay together, but that's clearly not the case here. So 31-6A, a little bit of a shakeup, not too much. Right above it, we're looking back at 36A, and what would be a first-round opponent for these 31, or not a first-round opponent, but eventually we'll meet them in the playoffs, was Laredo United South, Laredo United, Laredo Johnson, Alexander Eagle Pass, and Del Rio, and that's the 36A district. So, you know, 6 years ago, 36A used to be the McAllens and the La Joyas and the Missions. At the last realignment, that was no longer the case. So I know this had to have been, I don't know, maybe in December, November, maybe during the fall, that the early rumors that were some of the Laredos that United South, United could join 16A, and that the early projections were that Mac and Mission would go to 32-6A. But again, this was back in the fall. You know, a lot changes. Schools turned their numbers in. So, you know, 31-6A, not really surprised. You know, Vela's gone, right? But we knew it, but we weren't sure. And we're not surprised because it was already out there. So those are the two big things there. And, of course, PSJ North moving down to 5A. No surprise there. So that's 31-6A. 32-6A, Hanna, Rivera, Harlingen, Los Fresnos, San Benito, Weslaco. Kind of your basic standard 32-6A.
Losing Harlingen South and Donna, the only two teams that they really lost. Kind of saw Donna potentially falling out of the 32, especially 6A. Harlingen, this district stays intact pretty much the same way, just losing those two teams going from 8 to 6.
And see, the previous realignment for a good while, 32-6A was a 6-team district. I don't like 16 districts. Do you?
For most of my time in high school, it was always a 6-team district. It was Hanna, Rivera, South, Los Fresnos, San Benito, and the other Harlingen.
Right.
So it was a small district, and when you have 6 teams in a district, only 4 of them make the playoffs. So that means you could have a losing record and still get, which doesn't really look necessarily too good.
Right.
But having 8 teams in a district is, you know, 6 teams in a district is sort of a low number, but it just depends on how, like, everything was realigned.
Because realistically, you can go 2 and 3.
Yeah,
and
you can
make
go
the
2 and
playoffs.
3, and
so you'll be a 4 seed. I'm not too big on 6-team districts.
Yeah.
Not at all, really. But you know, you're right. So you lose Donna North and you lose Harlingen South. So again, Los Fresnos, San Benito, Weslaco, Rivera, and Hanna. Of course, the two 6As in Brownsville stay the same. No change there. So that's the 32-6A. We'll flip it down and go down to the 5As. 5A, 15-5A D2, and this is where it gets. This is where it shakes up. You know, you have Porter, who in the past was always tied together with Pace, Lopez, and BVM. So now Coach Carlos Uresi, he's going to have a tough draw. He's got Valley View, Mercedes, Gregory, Portland, Ed Couch-Elsa, Flower Bluff, and Brownsville Porter. So that's a 6-team district, and that's
it's a little difficult because you have the West Valley, and then you have, you know, the Coastal Bend area. You have, you know, Mercedes, which is the Mid Valley. It's pretty spread out. That part of the District 15.
Yeah, because you know you're looking at Porter at the lower end of the valley, then you're looking at Mercedes in the Mid Valley, and then you got Valley View's got to travel to Porter. Porter's got to travel to Valley View. I mean, for on 77 and go up to the Coastal Bend, and it's a bit of a drive though, out to Flower Bluff and Gregory, Portland, or Flower Bluff has to go to Valley View. It's new.
Yeah,
it's new, right?
Yeah.
So that's the 15-5A D2, 16-5A D2. You have Sherryland, Mission Veterans Memorial, PSJ Memorial, PSJ Southwest, Roma, and Pioneer.
They keep both Sherrylands together again.
Yeah, they kept the Sherrylands together, and both Mission Veterans also stays in that district. So not not too much of a shakeup there.
And then Cherrylands end up staying in 5A.
Yeah, Sherryland stays in 5A. They've been there for some time now. Mission Veterans, your normal 5A. We're going to get some coaches on here in a bit. I'm just letting them get their bidding wars done. And we're going to be joined by coaches later this morning, along with some athletic directors. There's district meetings here to our left. So then we're going to flip it back to 5A D1, and this is a 2, 4, 6, 8 team district. And this is where it starts to get a little tricky for these coaches that some were anticipating a 6-team district. They wound up getting thrown into an 8-team district. That's where these schedules start fluctuating, and then you start scrambling, and then you start signing a game. In district here, you have Vela, Juarez Lincoln, Palmview, the 3 McAllens, PSJ North, and Rio Grande City. And right off the bat, you keep PSJ North and Edinburgh Vela together on the football field.
Yeah.
So that alone right there, Bobby Lucio, Marine Military Academy. We'll have Bobby Lou on here in a bit. The 3 McAllens, the 2 La Joyas, and Juarez Lincoln Palmview. Like I said, Rio Grande City, I'm sure that's a relief that they're back in the RGV. But PSJ North and Vela, I mean, as far as the district goes for football, you know, PSJ North has a lot coming back. Row with Coach Flores, they've taken tremendous strides. Memorial went 3 quietly last year. Patrick Shelby at Mac High, with what they did this year, they made the playoff. That program trending in the right direction. And then you have Vela, who Vela's Vela.
Yeah, it's a tough district. You have 8 teams in there. Like I said, 4 of them make the playoffs. You have to think that one of these coaches absolutely thought that they were potentially going to have a 6-team district. So it's going to, negotiation within, trying to make their schedule according to the direction they want to go this year. But all these programs currently trying to go in the right direction, and an 8-team district is tough, but they're all good programs.
And geographically, it makes a little more sense than the previous one, because here you're looking at McAllen, Far. I mean, Rio Grande City is out that way, out west. In between is La Jolla, and you have Edinburgh right there, neighboring cities for both Far and McAllen. So then now the 16 5A D1, you have the 3 Brownsvilles, which traditionally you have Porter in that mix. I'm not sure why kick Porter out, just keep him in.
Yeah.
I don't know. But again, that's the curveball we get every year. But you have Lopez Pace veterans, Brownsville veterans, that is. The 2 Donnas, Harlan South, and Westlaco East.
Yeah, so I'm interested to see how these, obviously, as Pace and veterans, like you said, they came up from 5A. I'm interested to see how, with, Harlingen and San Benito, Harlingen South. I'm interested to see how Harlingen South is going to play into, coming from 6A, now going down to 5A, but their program trending in the right direction. It's going to be interesting to see how they succeed against these teams.
Yeah, no, the Westlaco East game, it stands out.
Yeah.
And then you have Brownsville veterans and another one that stands out. And the thing there, you have 2 run-based offenses. Donna has the young Lefevre at quarterback. Coach Gonzalez Mike Gonzalez expecting a big year from Donna. They have a lot coming back. So, Izzy Gonzalez here, he's on the phone, and you're going to see a lot of that. You're going to see a lot of phone calls from these coaches.
Yep.
And not only here, but a couple of years ago when the 32 6A district went to a 6-team district, they really struggled finding opponents.
Yeah.
Because you're not going to get a Rio Hondo, a Lyford, La Feria. They're not going to play a 6A.
Yeah.
They're just not. And because of the 5As, they went up to 9-team districts that really cut it in half and made it difficult for the 6A team. Those 2 years, Los Fresnos, Odessa Permian, Harlingen South played Odessa High.
Yeah.
So that was the reason, because that district up there, I believe it was the 2A or the 2-6A district, I believe out west. They too had a 6-team district and were in the same problem as 32-6A. So those 2 districts just said, hey, you need an opponent, we need an opponent. Let's just play each other for 2 years. That's why you saw that a couple years ago. But other than that, I mean, yeah, Harlingen South coming down to 5A. No surprise there. It was just a matter of what district.
Yeah, what district they were going to get tossed in. Yeah.
So we're going to step aside. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to try and grab some coaches and see what their thoughts are here at the 2022 UIL Realignment when we come back.
Service is attitude. How far are we willing to go to service our community, our dealership here at Fruya, and you? Sky's the limit.
When excellence in academics meets discovery on the court, in the arts, with institutions of higher education and beyond, we are the future leaders, and our success starts now. La Villa ISD, Cardinal Pride.
Josh Moody and Coach Rolly Gonzalez of Josh Moody Loans are former Harlingen Cardinals and would like to wish all the teams good luck in tonight's games.
Forever Memories, Antiques and Collectibles, located at 237 North Sam Houston in San Benito, is filled with vintage items, collectibles, and a selection of vinyl records that's as good as it gets. Every shelf, every aisle, and table is filled daily by a number of vendors that ensures that something here just might be the item you have to have. The vinyl record area helps bring an added atmosphere that makes for the fun trip when stepping back in time with the memories. Forever Memories, Antiques and Collectibles in San Benito.
Josh Moody and Coach Rolly Gonzalez of Josh Moody Loans are former Harlingen Cardinals and would like to wish all the teams good luck in tonight's games. Josh Moody and Coach Rolly Gonzalez of Josh Moody Loans are former Harlingen Cardinals and would like to wish all the teams good luck in tonight's games.
Whether you're visiting or vacationing at South Padre Island, place to stay with Island Services. Locally owned for over 40 years. Trusted, reliable for condo and beach house rentals. Call and visit the website today. Island Services.
We are La Villa, and you're watching Real Sports Live.
Music lovers, you have to stop and see the assortment of records, tapes, and records memorabilia at Forever Memories today. Located at 237 North Sam Houston Inns, there's over 10,000 records on display and more coming every day. Looking for your favorite album from the past, first pressings, collectibles? How about a 45 with a single you just have to have? Freddie Fender, Johnny Cash, Hank Williams, Elvis, Beatles, blues, rock, classics, Tejano, it's all here. Organized and priced for you. Forever Memories, 237 North Sam Houston, San Benito.
Josh Moody and Coach Rolly Gonzalez of Josh Moody Loans are former Harlingen Cardinals and would like to wish all the teams good luck in tonight's games.
This game is brought to you in part by the Concession Stand in Santa Rosa, a locally owned business providing a terrific atmosphere before or after the games and supporting athletes of all ages. When you're in Santa Rosa, be sure to stop by the Concession Stand and choose from the wide assortment of goodies. An advertising partner with Rio Sports Live is the Concession Stand.
Come visit our new store in downtown Harlingen. We have furniture, appliances, clothes, collectibles, and more. Glen Children's Home. Come see us at Vintage on Jackson at 1st and Jackson.
Josh Moody and Coach Rolly Gonzalez of Josh Moody Loans are former Harlingen Cardinals and would like to wish all the teams good luck in tonight's games.
Service is attitude. How far are we willing to go to service our community, our dealership here at Fruya, and you? sky's the limit.
When excellence in academics, on the court, in the arts, with institutions of higher education and beyond, we are the future leaders, and our success starts now. La Villa ISD, Cardinal Pride.
Welcome back. We're joined by Mercedes head coach Roger Adame. Coach, hectic morning, and it's only been 20 minutes. It feels like an hour.
Yeah, no, definitely. We came in here and it was